that can help you bring that spontaneity, the fun, the lighter side of things.
Ones may feel like the goal is never in sight, and I'm always working on it.
Or maybe they didn't do it well enough.
Or they didn't do it well enough.
I could have done it better. For a 1 to be able to tap into that, it helps them find even self-compassion.
Welcome to the Enneaways podcast, a podcast about why we love the Enneagram, ways in which we're looking at it and growing with the Enneagram. And I am Zach, along with my wife, Laura. We are co-hosts of this podcast. She is a certified Enneagram coach.
I sure am.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it.
You are.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, okay. But we have started a new series, and we're kind of going into now the third episode of this new series where we are discussing the resource points and how the Enneagram number points to 2 other Enneagram numbers around the chart of Enneagram numbers.
Yes, and today's episode is about the type 1 and how we can utilize the resource points for a type 1. Type 1 is the improver, and they make life better. They improve things. They want to do the right thing and have very high morals and integrity. And we love that about them. We're going to dive in here shortly.
Yeah.
More about them and the resource points for type 1. But first, I get to ask the lightning round questions.
Let's go.
Woo! Okay, just came up with these. Zach, if you could instantly master one skill, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. Instantly master one skill?
Yes.
I mean, there's so many skills I want to instantly master.
Okay, well, what's the most?
Maybe, okay, I'll say this because it seems so relevant to computers and all that stuff. I would say master the skill of coding.
Oh.
Like a lot of younger kids are learning like the coding and stuff like that. You can code now with AI, but I feel like coding and programming and stuff like that, it could kind of go hand in hand. So that's my computer nerd inside me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I think I would want to, I'm a little torn because I think this would be super helpful in our life to have one of us handy. But I don't think I'd have fun. You know, my keyword is a 7 doing it. But I feel like it would be like being handy around the house and like just being like, oh, I could do that. Like I can fix the toilet that's not flushing.
Yeah.
Or the leak, or, you know, like let's expand our house a little. Like I could do that, but would I want to do that? I don't know.
No, that's something that you just, I think.
But if you have the skill, I think you'd have to do it.
Right. Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah. Totally rely on that person.
Right. So, that's okay. I don't know those things. Okay. Next question. Would you rather always know what's coming or be surprised if you had to choose one or the other?
I'm going to just say always know it's coming. I do like being prepared.
Oh.
I sometimes it all depends. Like the good surprises, of course, who doesn't love a good surprise? But I like to, I think, know what's coming so I can prepare and not be caught off guard or look like a fool or something like that. What about you?
Wow. This one surprises me because I would, if I had to choose one of the two, like always, I do like a plan, but I would rather be surprised.
Yeah.
I think I'd be bored by always knowing what's coming. It'd feel like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
What surprises me most about this, though, is that I feel in our relationship, you are the more go with the flow person.
Yep,
and
totally.
I'm the planner of things.
Mm-hmm.
So that is really interesting that's our answer.
I know. We want what we don't have.
Yeah.
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah. Like, well, would I always want to be knowing? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. And it's like you as a 9 going to your resource point of the 6 wanting to be planned and prepared.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. What's one habit that you have instilled in your life that has made your life better?
A habit, it means I have to do it every day, right?
Or maybe you're like
consistently.
Yeah. It's no one's perfect.
No, I know. I would say that probably the habit of waking up early. And I mean, I do think that waking up early there for a while, especially like as I graduated college and stuff, I would go to bed late. There was a lot of like, hey, hanging out with friends late, not necessarily having anybody but myself to worry about for the next morning. But one thing that I found that if I go to bed early and I wake up early, I have the good habit of getting myself right with the day,
Yes.
and I can do different things like working out, praying, meditating, reading a little bit, and then getting myself on my way. So I would say that's the most crucial habit, which I'll do tomorrow morning. You just watch.
Okay.
Yeah, what about you?
I believe it. I would say I have a few habits that have made my life better, but the one I feel really can carry me through the day is my quiet time or like time with God in the morning, just praying, reflecting on either a scripture passage or a little devotional and, journaling, having my coffee, and just, I think that for me is like a time where I'm like quieting my mind and, I'm usually always on the go and go. So this is a good time for me to just, be still and try to listen to, what God's trying to tell me instead of what I'm trying to tell me. So yes, I would say that, and then followed up by working out. And those good habits.
Absolutely.
But, okay, well, today's episode is about the type 1. Zach, will you remind our listeners just a little bit about the type 1s?
Type 1s are and I'm going to get the name wrong, but they're the improver, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. They used to be known as the perfectionist and also the reformer.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Mean, I feel like they're known as all those things. Okay. We just like the improver the best.
Improver's the best. They are the type. They are the type that I would imagine to have the right moral compass of knowing right from wrong, black and white. But they have the ability to help others want around them help be more of that.
Yeah. Like help people reach their fullest potential. Yeah. Of being like the best person they can be.
Like, hey, I know you don't want to lie.
Yes.
And you shouldn't lie.
Right.
And these are the reasons. Like, you shouldn't be smoking. It's bad for your lungs.
Yeah. Why
these
would
are the
you
reasons.
do that? Right. Yep.
So it's that person that is great to have in your corner, especially if you're looking for good advice and you're looking for the quote unquote right advice.
Yes. And I feel like they're very responsible, reliable, also someone who's very organized, detailed, and productive, wants to get things done. 3s like to get things done as well. Right. They're the achiever, but the one is they want things to be right and in order. And
they don't necessarily need the gold medal.
Yes.
They're the ones that just want to get it done right.
Yeah. So then they can kind of be able to rest. Right. So that's kind of the one in a snapshot. And a question for the type 1s listening that I want them to consider for this episode is, what if growth for you doesn't mean fixing everything around you, including yourself, and others, but it comes from learning to accept yourself and even how others are while still pursuing growth. Oh, okay. So it kind of taps into the like inner self-critic ones can oftentimes really struggle with because they want to do things right.
Right.
And almost to as near as perfection as possible. So if they're not, then they're like down on themselves or maybe thinking that about others. And so I think it's all about that grace for a 1.
Yeah. It's okay if it's not perfect.
Yep. So growth doesn't make the 1 less principled because we want them to be principled. They are. It just makes their wisdom more compassionate and flexible and even freeing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be rigid.
Yeah. It can feel like a weight's off their shoulders, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the myths, because we did this before, 2 myths for each type that we like to dive into. A myth for a type 1 is if I don't do it right, everything will fall apart. So that is something maybe a 1 has told themselves. But we're here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. Like that sentence does not have to ring true for you. If I don't do it right, everything will fall apart. And I just think the pressure maybe a 1 puts on themselves to get it all right probably just feels like
there's a weight.
Very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like constantly dragging around this weight that you can never get off your shoulders. And it feels like I have to get this right.
Yeah.
Or else.
Yeah.
Like the world will end.
Yes.
You know?
Right. When in fact it won't. And just like, I wonder too if realizing that that's not true can allow you to like enjoy the moments in life as they come.
Yeah.
And be present and not just focused on improvement.
Right.
Of like what's needed to be better.
Yeah.
You could really enjoy the moments instead of like, I got to fix everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, one of the resource points that the 1 goes to, so the 1 is connected to 2 different numbers. It's triangle, and the 4 is one of them, and the 7.
Interesting.
We're going to talk about the 4, which is the individualist, and it is the type who is okay going deep in their feelings and kind of seeing what's missing. They want to be unique and connect with their emotions. And so for a 1 to be able to tap into that, it helps them find even self-compassion and authenticity. So instead of saying, I need to fix this myself, as a 1 would typically say, the 4 can help them say, can I accept myself while I grow?
I do feel like that when you look at a 4, and a 4 to me is very confident in who they are. And they're with this inner self-critic, they're not critiquing themselves because they're like, you know what? I am an individual and I am unique in the way that I am. It's how I'm going to be. And so I think that is a good thing for a 1 because you can be okay with who you are.
Yep. And like to recognize yourself for what makes you unique.
Yeah.
And to not have to be like everyone else.
Right.
Also, a 4 can help you allow the imperfection.
Oh,
like that almost makes you more interesting.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you're not
robot.
Don't have it all together.
Yeah.
And a big thing I think a 4 can help a 1 with is understanding your emotions more, connecting with your emotions. Because remember, 1 is a body type. They start with their gut feelings. Like, I have to take action to kind of do the right thing. And this can help them tap into their heart center.
Ooh,
and
that's cool.
Yeah. And like really be able to, what am I feeling? Not like, what do I need to do?
Right.
But what am I feeling? And it can help them lead with compassion, maybe, instead of criticism.
Yep. Because they can also recognize that in other people. Like, well, they're unique. That's how they are.
Yes.
I don't need to change them.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And help maybe give you a different lens to see others. Because it also can help you understand your worth as a 1 isn't based on getting everything right.
Right.
It's like, it's who you are. Like, just as who you are.
Yeah. And we love that about them.
Yeah. So do you think for a 1, it's harder for them to accept imperfections or for others, like, to see their imperfections? Or, like, accepting their imperfections or letting others see them?
I think accepting their imperfections, I think would be the hardest one.
I do too. Like, it's more a struggle within themselves, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Than maybe how people perceive them.
Right. Yeah. And when you mention the inner self-critic, like that to me is just that. That's the loudest person in the room is the person that's inside their head.
Yeah. Right. So we're here to help you try to break
free from that
voice a little bit.
Go to the 4.
Yeah. some things we talked about like the high side of the 4, meaning like the healthy traits of a 4 that we just talked about. Some things we have mentioned the shadow side that we're just talking about maybe the unhealthy habits that
things
a 4
to look
could
out
adapt.
for.
Yeah. So things to look out for would be if you start becoming overly focused on what's wrong and missing, because though 4s value their individuality, they do struggle with shame.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
So we wouldn't want that to also double down on your already tough critic and yourself. So if you start really thinking about what's wrong and what's missing, try to like acknowledge you're doing that and kind of reframe maybe what you're thinking or telling yourself.
So that's 3 negative things about myself. Now I need 3 positive things about myself and my individuality.
Yes, I love that. Comparing yourself to others is something to look out for as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And getting stuck in frustration or disappointment where you can't even like move forward. Mm-hmm. So those would be things to look out for. I think comparing yourself to others is a really good one, really for everyone to hear, because
we all
comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, like, just don't. But easier said than done, right? So one practical challenge for type 1 to kind of lean into that 4. Notice one thing that you did well this week and allow yourself to celebrate it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Because that almost is like you've hit a goal. Like I feel like with a 1 versus a 3, so oftentimes the 3s are focused on that goal. And when they hit the goal, they're like, boom, I hit the goal. Yes. Whereas 1s may feel like the goal is never in sight. And I'm always working on that goal.
Or maybe they didn't do it well enough.
I
could have done it better.
But celebrating one celebration is great.
So that is what we will challenge you to do this week, our type 1s, to really lean into your own self-compassion and not the criticism, and celebrate your little wins. Because we know you've had them this week.
Absolutely.
Heck,
you probably have them in a day.
Yeah. You're so productive and amazing.
Yeah.
So, a second myth that I wanted to talk about here with Zach and you guys listening. Relaxing means I'm being lazy.
Yeah.
So.
Not true.
No, not true.
I like relaxing.
Yes, you do.
Let me just say it's not lazy.
I'm learning to like relaxing. See, for me, the myth would be relaxing means I'm bored.
Oh, yeah.
But for a 1, relaxing means I'm being lazy. We want to help break that myth because you deserve to rest too.
It's hugely important to recharge. And I think that we're finding that more and more too with the way the world works, where we're so connected with text messaging and email and all that stuff that like it really is hard at the end of the day to turn off the computer and just be done.
Yes.
When in actuality, it's probably healthier for you to turn off that computer.
Yeah.
And make yourself do it.
Right. Yeah. And I just wonder why rest to a 1 could feel so unproductive. What do you think?
A lot of times when you're resting, you're not accomplishing anything. You're not moving yourself anywhere near the goal. Think about like when we rest, what do? We read a book, probably for fun, not like a self-help book or a book that's going to help you move your way. Or if you watch a TV show, it's like, yeah, you sat there for an hour watching that TV show, but think about in that hour what you probably could have gotten done.
Yes. And I think it does kind of tie into that inner critic again, though, to be like, oh, I should have done this instead.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think the goal is to help maybe people who struggle with that thought realize that joy and flexibility doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden not a responsible person.
No.
But it could actually make you a healthier, well-balanced version of yourself because you're tapping into here now the 7 which is your other resource points that can help you bring that spontaneity, the fun, the lighter side of things. Maybe, don't take the day so seriously.
Right.
And just kind of see what it brings your way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And allow that rest kind of to come, or the spontaneity to come within.
Yeah.
So instead of saying there's only one right way to do things, try saying, what are the other possibilities here?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I just think of like with the 7, it's like so many different possibilities like that you can tap into. And that's what makes the 7 a beautiful number, is because there's always an adventure. There's always something that, can be done. And isn't the 7 where a lot of it's taking the negative to the positive in most situations?
Yes. So if you're thinking negatively, maybe about yourself even.
Yeah.
I think going to that 7, the adventure, it's that fun, spontaneous person. If you are starting to be critical on yourself, I do think going to the 7 is helpful, because you could be like, wait, no, I need to remind myself the good in this moment.
Yep.
And help you kind of reframe maybe those thoughts a little bit. It'll help you see lightness in things and just like the freedom of adventure.
Yeah.
Being flexible if plans change a little bit. Now that's not always easy for me, and I am a 7.
I know.
But I do like when like a spontaneous thing comes up. And it wasn't planned. That's like one of my favorite things, actually. And remembering, a 7 can help a 1 remember life is meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
And just, it's like, oh, we can do so many fun things and just enjoy it, even if it's not perfect. Like, even if my house is in disarray, or maybe you're not being the most responsible right then, but you're having a good time and you're going to remember those moments.
What if you're enjoying the fruits of your labor? Like that's a good thing to remember.
Yes.
Like, I have to enjoy all that. All the hard work that I put in on a daily basis, I am allowed to give myself these.
Yes, I like that. And a 7 can also help you see possibilities instead of just problems.
Okay.
Like, instead of like, this needs to be fixed or better, to like, well, there's options. It's like almost just your way of looking at it.
Different lens.
Could be a little different. So here's a question. What would change if a 1 allowed themselves to enjoy the process instead of only focusing on the outcome?
I think that they would have a much better time doing it. They might even get lost in the process, which is kind of fun and freeing, that there's not a constraint there with that. And so, I think it could be something that would be more like the joy of the journey versus, I got to get to the destination and, because I got to check it off.
Yeah, I agree. So those are the things that the healthy side of a 7 could bring to a 1. Some things to watch out for, maybe more of the shadow side of a 7. If you're starting to notice you're avoiding difficult emotions by distracting yourself, maybe you're being more productive when you actually have something heavy you need to focus on. Moving too quickly instead of slowing down.
Yeah.
So I feel like a 1 is ultra productive and already moving quickly. But then if they're going to like a unhealthy side of a 7 and also planning all these things, then they're never slowing down, so that, you'd want to kind of reel it in a little bit there.
Yeah.
And then the 7, one of the great things is the being able to see the positive in things. But a shadow is if you're using that positivity to avoid pain or what really needs your attention, like, in that moment. Maybe it's a relationship that you need to, or the truth that like this situation is hard. You don't want to use it to the point where you're being unrealistic with your life circumstances.
Right. just kind of like flighty and ignoring,
Yes.
the hard that's right in front of you.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So one practical challenge for the 1 to tap into the 7. So we said earlier the practical challenge for the 4 was celebrating yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your like wins along the way. This is to do something enjoyable this week, and it's not gonna bring productivity.
Oh.
Ooh.
So not anything even that's planned out.
No.
Like, yeah, just, hey, today I'm going to go to the beach.
Yeah, be a little spontaneous with it.
Yeah, I like that.
Uh-huh. Something that'll bring you true joy.
Right,
though,
totally.
But it doesn't have to be productive.
Yeah.
So try that. We'd love to hear how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So the 7 can remind the 1 that joy and flexibility doesn't lower their standards or of them being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
It just helps create a little more freedom.
Yeah, I like that.
In them being the good person they are.
And we love being around our 1s, but also think about how much more you want to be around the 1 who is sitting in that healthy space of joy, and uniqueness.
Yes, and compassion for themselves,
right?
Even,
yeah,
not always hard on themselves or others, you know. So let's do the little game, either or. I know we don't have a 1 here to ask, but Zach will be our 1 right now.
It's one of my wings.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to do the either or. It's perfect or present.
Okay.
We want the 1 to feel a little more present than always having to feel perfect, right? So this will help us decide what's a healthier growth, for a 1. So fixing what's wrong or appreciating what's right?
I think I would say appreciating what's right.
Yes. Holding yourself to impossible standards or offering yourself grace? This is like
offering yourself grace. Yeah,
right.
yeah, for sure.
Critiquing first or celebrating progress?
I would say celebrating progress. I think that in a lot of ways, you get the whole scenario. Do you want the good news or the bad news? But I think I oftentimes would always say get the good news first and then go for the bad news.
Yes. Always being responsible or making room for joy.
Making room for joy?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to want to be responsible.
Right.
While also making room for joy. So we don't want to negate who you are.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And that responsibility is why, we need our 1s in our lives.
Right. Yeah.
And we genuinely enjoy our 1s.
So I guess I want to just ask the listeners, which of those either ors are maybe the biggest stretch for you this week? And if you would like to share that with me or share a win or even something you're just like, man, I just have a really hard time working through that. I would love to walk alongside of you and even coach you through it. So you can always reach out via email, feelingtypey@gmail.com.
Yep.
I do want to just end with a final wrap up. The type 4 teaches the 1 that self-compassion and authenticity create deeper growth. And so just remember to practice that compassion this week. Give yourself grace and notice what you're doing well, because you are doing things so well.
Yeah.
We are impressed by you.
Yep.
And the way you kind of tackle life. And then the 7 teaches the 1 that joy and flexibility can bring freedom, maybe that you didn't even know you needed. I feel like maybe you've been operating on this level of I will get this done, this is the right thing to do, for so long that you haven't really tapped into that or experienced that true freedom that hey, let me just be spontaneous.
Yeah, you're just driving down the road focused on one thing that you can't see what's outside and kind of the beauty that's all around you. I like that challenge.
So just letting something be good enough as it is and making that room for joy. So integration of these resource points doesn't mean you're not going to be that person of integrity. It's learning to live with more balance, and that's what the Enneagram can do for us. the balance it can bring and the well-roundedness and being just the best version of yourself. So I would just challenge the one, is there somewhere this week that you can choose compassion over criticism, or maybe some more flexibility over control?
Yeah.
And maybe sit with that question. And then one final quote I want to read is, healthy ones don't lose their desire to make things better. They learn to do it with more compassion. They still bring integrity and wisdom, but they also allow room for joy, grace, and just being human. So
love that.
We just wanted to share that with our ones. We value you and appreciate your moral compass, that you're brave enough to do the right thing. That I truly love that about you. So next week will be the
two resource
twos.
points.
Yep.
Oh.
So we will dive into that with you then. We look forward to it. And yeah, just reach out if you guys have any questions, comments about the podcast.
Yep.
Any suggestions you may have.
feelingtypey.com or feelingtypey@gmail.com. You can always follow along with the podcast on social media at Anyways Podcast. And then, of course, subscribe, give us a rating too, wherever you listen, like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. But yeah, we'd appreciate it.
Yes. So with that, shine your light, friends. Until next time.